Dwayne Wade returning to the Miami Heat. Wade won 3 titles for Miami in his 13 seasons there. All right, CC, who's happier about Dwayne Wade going back to Miami? Miami fans or Gabrielle Union?
I mean, the deal to get back to your mansion in Miami, I mean, hey, listen, if y'all give me an out and let me go back home.
No.
Listen, it's nice in Miami now. It's nice. He wasn't going to play an awful lot of minutes. He wasn't part. It's not going to change his legacy if the Cavs won. It's more about his relationship with LeBron. But Miami is home. That's why they call it Wade County. So nice move, classy move by the Cavs, allowing an NBA great to go back home. But Dwayne Wade, he turned down $22 million for the Heat. The Heat offered him $22 million for this season. He could have been making when he decided
to go to Chicago. It was 2 years ago. He signed a 2-year deal with Chicago. He felt that the Heat had owed him some money. He went to Chicago, got the money from them, took a buyout from them, then went to go play with LeBron. I do think that I wanted 2 things here quickly. The Cavs said to him, hey, you can stay, but your minutes are going to be cut with these new players, or we'll trade you to Miami for essentially nothing. That second-round pick may never end up conveying. The other thing is, from talking to people within the Cavs, D. Wade was unintentionally a bit of a locker room, I don't want to say problem, but divider to a degree. The way he had LeBron's ear, unlike anyone else on the team, and the way he carried himself as a superstar on the court when his production wasn't that of a superstar, it rubbed some players the wrong way, even though they liked him personally. So as they're bringing in some youth, it made sense. This is a win-win for everyone involved, it would seem, from people with the Cavs and certainly from D. Wade's lovely spouse's perspective.
To the NFL, it sounds like the Eagles were prepared for potential Patriots shenanigans. Philly's long snapper, Rick Lovato, said, quote, I believe our whole walkthrough was just a complete fake. CC, you surprised how worried the Eagles actually were about the Patriots spying on them?
Heck no, especially the day before the game, knowing that they had potentially done that before. Oh, absolutely. This is not new. In NFL circles, it's normal to think that they're cheating. Hey, when Big Brother might be watching, Big Brother is watching. It's very, very smart. We call them dummy plays. You run plays that you're definitely not going to run, and you run them out of some of the same formations, and you run a couple of trick plays so they get them on camera too when they're watching.
I mean, this was an unbelievably candid interview from a player, I'll be totally honest, I was not familiar with, the Eagles long snapper. He said, we last practiced the Philly special 2 weeks prior to the game.
Yes.
Once we got
only at your home complex.
Exactly right.
You can control the video.
Once we got to Minneapolis, we never did it, and he said he doesn't think they ran a single play in the game that they did in the walkthrough, which really is, I mean, that's like leaving the fake playbook out, hoping someone scoops it up. Now, maybe you do this with, let me ask you this real quick before we move on. If they were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, would they have done the same thing?
Absolutely. The Steelers steal too.
Okay.
They're called the Steelers, Nick.
You know what? Touche.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And finally, some drama in New England. Listen to this story. Reports say Tom Brady is prepared to skip OTAs unless he receives a deal similar to what Jimmy Garoppolo got from the 49ers, $137 million over 5 years. The report also details Brady insisting Josh McDaniels remain with the team as the coach in waiting. Woo! All right, so it's a big little nugget to drop on you there, CC. What's your reaction to that?
Real quick before CC gives his reaction, this story broke in the last half hour. Shout out to all the people who put this television show on the air for getting it to us so quickly. Thank you, guys, so we can talk about it. Go ahead, CC.
Yeah, maybe you should thank him after to see how good we do with the segment.
All right.
Before we butcher it.
Okay, good point. Thanks in waiting. Go ahead.
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, there are egos in the NFL, and Tom Brady has an ego also. I mean, he's played under his market value for at least the last 4 or 5 years. Like, it's been one of the stories of how the Patriots have so much flexibility under the salary cap. They never spend up to the cap dollars, all right? And Tom Brady has taken less. Randy Moss, when they didn't sign him a number of years ago, Wes Welker, when they didn't sign him, a very, very good friend of Tom Brady. Like, it had to be able to continue to rub Tom Brady the wrong way. And let me tell you, winning cures a lot of stuff. So Tom Brady, a lot like everyone else, and I've gotten word that Tom Brady is very, very human. Tom Brady's selfish too, just like other people. And Tom Brady, it seems like, Nick, in our discussion, he's personally got something with Garoppolo.
He's got a rivalry,
a self-imposed rivalry.
Because there have been other quarterbacks who've been paid, but what is it about Garoppolo getting paid that has made him...
Listen, Garoppolo gets there. Everyone always talks about Tom Brady, this amazing, devastatingly handsome New England quarterback. Then a younger, maybe more handsome New England quarterback comes in. He's a guy that, when you read the reports about one of the issues with Garoppolo, one of the reasons he was traded, Garoppolo vibed with the players more as an age thing. Brady not only had age...
I don't think it's an age thing. I don't believe that's who Tom Brady is. Besides with his wide receivers, like, what else do they have in common?
Well, I was going to say he aged and also famed out of the circle. Like, Tom Brady was living a separate life that he had earned. But it was, how much in common does Tom Brady have with the players New England drafted this year? Last year, with Brandon Cooks, who they signed, like now, as opposed to Garoppolo, who's also throwing to him in practice, but who is around the same age, around the same wealth, around the same profile.
I think it has more to do with personality than age. It'd be easy to say, you know, because he's older, he's from a different era. No, if you don't connect with your teammates, like if you don't make yourself available, and if you talk about some of the great quarterbacks, that's one thing about Dan Marino, that's one thing about John Elway, one thing about Joe Montana. They were regular guys.
Right.
They didn't look at themselves as Joe Montana when he went to your Kansas City Chiefs. The first thing he did, he brought a new truck, and the first day of training camp, he had the whole bed of the truck filled with ice and beer. After the first day of practice, all the players went right out to Joe's truck. That's how he ingratiated himself to that new franchise, which almost led them to a Super Bowl. Tom Brady does not have the same personality. Garoppolo, as the backup, he has more of that engaging personality. So, to me, age is an excuse for their personality.
So there's two things here, though. So I want to address both of them. One is the McDaniels thing. This report makes the McDaniels situation make so much more sense. Because you asked, Jenna, you were like, why was it all of a sudden? It's not like they didn't know McDaniels was interviewing. It's not like they didn't know he had a job offer. All of a sudden, they have this last-minute meeting, Kraft and Belichick.
And he does the about face.
And well, the report makes it seem as if all of a sudden was Tom Brady went to Robert Kraft, who he has his ear. It's his adopted son, Robert Brady, is to Kraft, and said, I want him here. I need him as the coach in waiting. That's what the report says. And then as far as the money, Brady... You know how many years in Brady's career he's made $20 million? And we're including, by the way, bonus, everything. $20 million in salary in a year. Zero. He's only made about $15 million 3 times. He was on the books this upcoming year for $14 million. When you know who makes $14 million?
No, say it.
I mean,
say it.
I'm trying to find a guy. I mean, Bortles gonna make 20 this coming year. Like the $14 million. That's what Tyrod Taylor is scheduled to make this upcoming season. Mike Glennon, it's what he's scheduled to make this upcoming season. So Brady sees Garoppolo get all this money. It's not shocking to me.
Let me ask you a question. If reportedly, if Tom Brady goes to Robert Kraft and says, I don't want Garoppolo here anymore, Garoppolo's gone. Then, reportedly, Tom Brady goes to Robert Kraft and says, what's the latest one? I want Josh McDaniels to be the next head coach. And suddenly we hear rumors that maybe it's Josh McDaniels. So now all of a sudden, why not just, you explained this to me earlier, and please explain to me again, why can't he just go, instead of having these things leak and having another, like, reputational dent on Tom Brady, why not go to Robert Kraft and say, we need to sit down and talk about this? Why would something need to come out?
About the contract you're asking?
About the contract situation. He seems to have that relationship with him.
I've been saying this for a long time. There's a reason why Tom Brady keeps saying, I'm going to play until I'm 45. There's a reason why Tom decides to do this social media.
Tom versus time?
Yeah, that right there, the marketing. His relationship with Guerrero, starting all these clinics and facilities around the country. Like, Tom Brady wants what's his due. Tom Brady wants to be known as the greatest ever. And he wants to be compensated like it. And people who are successful and people who are rich, to get to a point where you want to pick the people you work with. And that's what we've seen with Garoppolo. That's what we've seen with Guerrero, and now we're seeing with Josh McDaniels. Brady's like, if I am going to be here, I want that guy working on my body, and I want that guy coaching me, because Tom is the one going to get the blame. So he is taking the initiative to say, I want these little pieces that make me go and make me better. I want these things around me. So he's finally spoken up about it.
And lastly, on the money, it's one thing to take a low cap number so your team can go spend every dollar available. It's another thing to take a low cap number and then see a few years ago you don't bring back Wes Welker.
Look how much he's paying his wide receivers. Right. I mean, they always do these bottom basement deals and everything, trying to get him. They don't get him a superstar. And when you had Randy Moss there, Randy wanted a new contract. They decided not to. That's why he departed from there with Wes Welker.
Oh, and by the way, a pending free agent who you were going to have to pay something, Malcolm Butler. Oh, you bench him, and he's gone. Yeah. So that money you saved from me, you should be paying me 24. You're paying me 14. That $10 million could go anywhere. How about it comes to me if you're not going to give it to them?
There's also a difference between saying this is the money that I want, and I'm going to sit out OTAs if I don't get it.
That's the only leverage point he's got. The only leverage point he's got is I won't show up.
But the leverage point he has is he's Tom Brady. That's the leverage. He's the team.
Well, no, that would be the leverage point someplace else. Because it's obviously why he's saying it at this point. Tom Brady did not have a speaking part in the New England organization until now. And he's using it.
Gotcha. All right. It is official. The Boston Celtics